is we're going to look at this first problem that they kind of did for us. And it says that there are times in division. I have to use this because I can't use the iPad. There are times in division when there will be a 0 in the quotient. Now, we talked about that with when it's like the very first step. Like if we have 238 divided by 3. We know the first step is to see how many times the divisor goes into the first digit of the dividend. Well, in this case, class, can 3 go into 2?
No.
No, it can't.
No.
So when we were first learning, we learned that we put a 0 up here, multiply 0 times 3
No.
to get 0. 2 minus 0 is 0. Bring down the next digit, and then we have 3. I'm sorry, whoops. 2 minus 0 is 2. And then we bring down the 3 to get 23. But then we learned we don't have to do all that. All we do is if the divisor can't go into the first digit, then we just move one digit over, and we see instead of seeing how many times 3 can go into 2, now we're seeing how many times 3 can go into 23. We skip that 0. Well, 3 goes into 23 7 times. 7 times 3 is 21. 23 minus 21 is 2. We bring down the next digit in the dividend, which is 8. Now we have 28. 3 goes into 28 9 times. 9 times 3 is 27. 28 minus 27 is 1. We have nothing else to bring down. 1 is less than our divisor of 3, so that means our answer is 79, remainder 1. So we skipped that 0. However, in the problems we're going to look at today, this is not working well. In the problems we're going to look at today, the 0 is going to come somewhere else in the dividend. So, if we have, this is that first problem at the top that's solved for us. 535 divided by 5. So if you don't have the sheet, you should be writing this on paper. If you do have the math sheet, you don't need to write this because it's already there. So now we know, oh yeah, that works, Smith. So now we know the first step is see how many times the divisor goes into our first digit. How many times can 5 go into 5? I don't have my sticks, so just raise your hand and I'll pick somebody. Maybe I'll go in number order. Michaela, how many times will 5 go into 5?
Once.
Once. What do we do next? You can tell me in numbers. Raise your hand. Carla.
We will multiply that digit that we got to our divisor.
Okay. So what does that mean?
That means that we're multiplying 5 times 1.
So, okay, which is what?
Which is 5.
5. So 1 times 5 is 5, and we're working with that same digit in the hundredths place. Then what do we do? You guys are moving around, so I'm basically just going to go like in a line, and that way it'll work. Smith, what do we do next? Come on, guys, you all know how to do this.
We subtract the answer to our multiplication problem from the first digit of our dividend.
Good. And 5 minus 5 is?
0.
0. Next, what do we do? Ethan?
Bring down.
We bring down. Where do we go? Do we go to the dividend, the divisor, or the quotient to bring down?
The dividend.
The dividend. Good. We can't use this 5. How do we know we can't use this 5, Ethan?
Because we already used it.
We've already used it. We know because we have a digit under it. So we're going to draw our arrow. Now we have our new dividend. Ethan, what's our new dividend?
3.
3. What do we do next? You can't see my hand. What do we do next? Aaron?
We divide to see how many times our new dividend can go into our divisor.
Opposite. That means we're seeing how many times 3 will go into 5. If we're seeing how many times our new dividend will go into our divisor, that means we're seeing how many times 3 will go into 5. Is that what we're doing?
No.
So what are we doing? So switch those words.
We're seeing how many times our divisor can go into our new dividend.
Good. We're seeing how many times our divisor, 5, can go into our new dividend, 3. Aaron, how many times can 5 go into 3?
0 times.
0. Now what we did before when it was the first digit, Aaron, don't forget to mute yourself. What we did before when it was the first digit was we skipped that step. But when the 0 is in the middle of the quotient or even at the end of the quotient, we can't do that. We can only skip the 0 when it's the very first digit of the quotient. So Aaron just told us that 5 will go into 3 0 times. So remember, we are going to write that 0. We must. We can't skip it, otherwise I'll show you what our answer will be. Smith, did your power just come back on? Yeah. Cool. Good. So I'm going to put a 0 right above this 3 that I just brought down. Remember, the answer to the division problem always goes above whatever you bring down. Now I'm just going to follow the steps. I know I need to multiply the digit I just got by my divisor. 0 times 5 is what, class?
5.
0 times 5 is what, class? 0. 0 plus 5 is 5, but 0 times 5 is 0. Then we just subtract the answer to our multiplication problem from our new dividend. Class, 3 minus 0 is what?
3.
3.
Then we bring down. We go to our dividend and we look for a digit without a digit or an arrow underneath it. 5 and 3 already used. The last 5 is not. So we bring it down and we created our new dividend. Class, what's our new dividend? 35. So now again, we're going to see how many times does our divisor fit into our new dividend. 5 goes into 35 how many times? Raise your hand. Mason.
7 times.
7 times. So we're going to put that answer to the division right above the digit we just brought down. And now we're going to multiply again. We're multiplying the digit we just got, 7, by our divisor 5. 7 times 5 is what? Raise your hand. Kingston.
35.
35. Then we subtract the answer to our multiplication problem from our new dividend. Class, 35 minus 35 is?
0.
0. Now we check for something to bring down. Class, do we have anything to bring down?
No.
Nope.
No.
So now we compare. Is the answer to our subtraction problem less than our divisor?
Yes.
Yes. Which means our remainder is what, class?
0.
0. Do we write remainder 0? Do we do that? No.
No.
So the only time we do not write the 0 is if it's the first digit or the remainder. But if it's in the middle of the quotient or at the end of the quotient, we have to leave it. Okay. So we see that in the example. Now let's go ahead and do number 1 together. Okay, so I'm going to erase this. Oh, this eraser is terrible. Well, I think it's this board. And then we're going to do number 1. Number 1 is 840 divided by 8. It was hard to write on sideways. Okay, now I'm going to call on somebody to do each part. Prim, stop. Okay, let's ignore her. Okay, so step 1 is what? We have 840 divided by 8. Step 1 is what? Let's see. Lena.
Step 1 is can our divisor go into our dividend?
Okay, well, we know that 8 can go into 840 because 840 is much bigger than 8. So which part of our dividend are we looking at?
Our first digit.
Awesome, the first digit. So, Lena, can our divisor 8 fit into the first digit of our dividend 8?
Yes.
Yes. How many times?
1.
1. So I'm going to write 1 right above the 8. Very good. What comes next? Zari.
Multiplication.
And what do we do to multiply?
We multiply the dividend.
Not the dividend.
From.
We don't multiply.
We multiply the divisor from the answer we got from the.
Can somebody help her out with the exact words? Remember, multiplication step never changes. The words always stay the same. It's just the numbers that may change. Cullen.
We multiply the answer we just got by divisor.
Remember, we don't multiply by. Wait, yes, we do. I'm sorry. I was thinking from. I was thinking you said from. No, you were right. We multiply by, but we're multiplying the digit we just got by our divisor. Okay? So the digit we just got was 1. Our divisor is 8. Cullen, 1 times 8 is?
8.
8. And we're going to write that right underneath the only digit in our dividend that we're working with. Let's see. I just realized, I think this sheet, if you write small, you can fit everything on the paper. But if you do not write small and you have the printout, you may still want to show your work on a separate sheet of paper. But those of you without the sheet, you should be doing this all on a separate sheet of paper anyway. Okay, so Cullen just told us that we multiply the digit we just got by our divisor. 1 times 8 is 8. What do we do next? Zadie. Oh, you're still muted.
We subtract.
Okay, and what are we subtracting?
We're subtracting the first digit in our.
Well, but remember, we can't subtract the top number from the bottom number. So we subtract the...
We subtract the answer from our multiplication problem by the first digit in our dividend.
Okay, but remember, we subtract from, not by. So we subtract the answer to our multiplication problem from the first digit of our dividend. So Zadie, 8 minus 8 is?
0.
0.
And Miss Foles, can I let my cat out?
Wait till after we're done with this problem, okay? Okay, what do we do next? So we just subtracted the answer to our multiplication problem from the first digit of our dividend to get 0. What do we do next, Victoria?
We bring down.
We bring down. Where do we go to bring down?
We go to our second digit of our dividend.
We go to the next digit of our dividend. Because what if we've already brought down once? Would we go to this digit again?
No.
No. We just find a digit in the dividend that we can bring down. Victoria, can we bring down this 8?
No.
No. Can we bring down this 4?
Yes.
Yes. So we're going to draw our arrow. And now we've created a what, Victoria?
A new dividend.
A new dividend. And what is our new dividend?
4.
4. Okay, what do we do next? Carla.
We see how many times the divisor go into the new dividend that we got.
Good. So we're seeing how many times our divisor 8 will go into our new dividend 4. How many times is that, Carla?
Two times.
Can 8, our divisor, go into our new dividend 4 2 times?
No.
No, it can't. Remember, if the new dividend or the digit we're looking in the dividend is smaller than our divisor, can our divisor go into it at all, Carla?
No.
No. So how many times does 8 go into 4, Carla? Carla, how many times does 8 go into 4?
It goes into 4.
Imagine we have our 4 boxes. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Can we put, there can only be 1 in each box. So 1, 2, 3, Carla, make sure to mute yourself, 4. Uh-oh. Do we have enough boxes to put the rest of these 8 in? We can't put it in more than once.
No.
No. So what does that mean? How many times can 8 go into 4?
1 time.
But I still have 4 left over. Carla, remember, listen. If the new dividend or the digit we're looking at in the dividend is less than our divisor, the divisor can't fit. Our new dividend is 4 and our divisor is 8. 8 is greater than 4. So does 8 fit into 4 without going over?
It's going to go into 4 0 times.
0 times. See? We have our 4 boxes, but if I try to put all 8, they go over. There's not enough room. So 8 goes into 4 0 times. Remember, we put that answer above the digit we just brought down. Can we skip a 0 if it's in the middle or at the end of our quotient? Class?
No.
No, we cannot skip a 0 if it is in the middle or the end of our quotient. We only skip zeros if it's the first digit or the remainder. Okay, so Carla just told us our divisor 8 will go into our new dividend 4 0 times. What do we do next? Michaela?
We multiply.
We multiply. What are we multiplying?
We're multiplying the digit that we just got by our divisor.
Good. And the digit we just got 0 times our divisor 8 is what, Michaela?
0.
0. We're going to line that up with our new dividend. And what do we do next? Aaron?
We subtract.
And what are we subtracting?
We're subtracting the number we brought down.
Who can help her out? Who can help her out with the words? Victoria, can you help her out with the words? Aaron, make sure to mute yourself.
We subtract the number that we just brought down.
No, the number we just brought down is 4, and we brought that down a while ago. So we never use the words. We subtract the number we just brought down. Who can help with the words? Smith.
We subtract the answer to our multiplication problem from our new dividend.
Good. So, Aaron, what is the next step in words?
We subtract the answer to our multiplication problem from the number we brought down.
Nope. Smith, can you say it again?
We subtract the answer to our multiplication problem from our new dividend.
Good, because what if you said from the number we brought down, but what if the answer to the subtraction was 1, and then our new dividend, we brought down a 4, and so our new dividend is 14, but then you get to this step and you say subtract the answer to the multiplication problem from the number you just brought down. Well, then you're thinking, okay, the number I just brought down is 4. The answer to my subtraction problem is 0, so 4 minus 0 is 4. But is that true? Is 14 minus 0 4? Class? You can show me.
No.
Don't worry about telling me, just show me. No. So I don't say subtract the answer to the multiplication problem from the number I just brought down. I say subtract the answer to the multiplication problem from our new dividend. So Aaron, what is the next step in words?
We subtract the answer to our multiplication problem by our new dividend.
Not by, we don't subtract from. We don't subtract by, we subtract from. So Aaron, 4 minus 0 is
4.
4. Okay, what do we do next? Come on, guys, this is going to take a really long time if everybody's waiting for everybody else to answer. Zadie, what do we do next?
We bring down.
Where do we go to bring down?
We go to our dividend.
We go to our dividend. Can we bring this first digit down?
No.
Why? How do we know?
It has a digit under it.
It has a digit under. Can we bring the second digit down?
No,
How do we know?
because there's an arrow under it.
Good. Can we bring the third digit down?
Yes,
How do we know?
because there's no digit or arrow under the digit.
Good. There's nothing underneath it. So we're going to draw our arrow and bring down our 0. What did we create, Zadie? A what?
Mm,
Colin, can you help her out?
we just made a new dividend.
We made a new dividend. So Zadie, what did we create?
A new dividend.
A new dividend. Okay. What do we do next? Zadie and Colin, don't forget to mute yourselves. What do we do next? We just created a new dividend. We brought down to create a new dividend. Are we done? What do we do next? Kingston. Uh-oh, I think he froze. Oh, Kingston, what do we do next? Oh, you're still muted.
We see how many times. Okay. We see how many times our divisor can go into our new dividend.
Good. Colin, please turn your camera back on. We see how many times our divisor, 8, can go into our new dividend, 40. Kingston, how many times does 8 go into 40? Aaron, can you help him out?
5 times.
5 times. So Kingston, how many times does 8 go into 40?
5 times.
5 times. We write that right above the digit we just brought down. Okay, thank you. And what do we do next? Come on, guys, we've done this for a really long time, so everybody should be able to tell us what we do next. Mason, what do we do next? And remember, this is the multiply step, which the words never change. Mason, what do we do next? Don't forget to unmute. There we go.
We compare.
Okay, well, let's compare. We have 40 here. Is 40 less than 8?
No.
No. Is it because we did something wrong? Or is it because we're not ready to compare yet?
It's because we're not ready to compare.
Good. So we just divided. We said that 8 would go into our new dividend 40 5 times. So after divide, what's the next step? What's the next operation we do? Think of the chant.
Multiply.
We multiply. What are we multiplying? Remember, the words never, ever, ever change. We multiply the... Sorry, please turn your camera back on. Zari, help him out. Mason, make sure you're... Oh, did you get it? Okay.
We multiply the divisor by a new dividend.
No, that would be multiplying 8 times 40. So, Zari, can you help him out? Mason, listen close so that you can repeat, okay? Zari.
We multiply the digit we just got by the divisor.
Good. We multiply the digit we just got by our divisor. So remember, those words don't change. Mason, what's our next step in words?
We multiply the digit by the divisor.
Well, which digit? We multiply the digit. Zari, can you say it one more time? Listen close so that you can repeat exactly what Zari says.
We multiply the digit we just got by the divisor.
Good. Mason?
We multiply the digit we just got by the divisor.
Very good. So what are we multiplying? What are the numbers?
8 times 40.
Well, let's go. Well, not 8 times 40. 40 is our new dividend. We don't worry about our new dividend. We multiply the digit we just got by our divisor. So what's the digit we just got? It's the last thing we wrote.
5.
5. And what's our divisor?
8.
8. So 5 times 8 is
40.
40. We write that right underneath our new dividend. What do we do next? Let's see. Lena, is your hand up? Okay. Yes, Lena, what do we do next?
We subtract.
Okay. And what do we subtract? Remember, the words to the subtraction step don't really change until the end. So we subtract the...
We subtract the dividend we just got.
Our dividend we just got is 40. What is this number? It's the
answer we just got from our multiplication.
well, the answer to what?
The answer to our multiplication problem.
There you go. So we subtract the answer to our multiplication problem
From our divisor.
from our divisor?
From our new dividend.
Good. So we subtract the answer to our multiplication problem from our new dividend. 40 minus 40 is
0.
0. Okay, what do we do next? Michaela?
We compare.
Well, before we compare, though, we need to go back here and do what?
Check to see if there's anything to bring down.
Check to see if there's anything to bring down. Is there anything to bring down, Michaela?
No.
No. So now we can go ahead and
Compare.
compare. Okay? So our answer to our subtraction problem is 0. Our divisor is 8. Is 0 less than 8?
Yes.
So are we done?
Yes.
Yes. That means our remainder is 0. Do we write our 0?
No.
No. So class, 840 divided by 8 is
105.
105.
105. So what if we had skipped that 0 and we just didn't put anything there? What would our answer be? We would be saying that 840 divided by 8 is what? Colin.
8 plus 15.
We would be saying that 840 divided by 8 is 15. Let's see what happens. We know to check, we can multiply our quotient by our divisor, and if we get our dividend, then we're correct. So let's see what happens when we do 15 times 8. We know we're multiplying 8 times 5. Class, 8 times 5 is what?
40.
40. We leave the 0 in the ones place, regroup the 4. Colin, don't forget to mute yourself. Then we multiply 8 times 1. Class, 8 times 1 is what?
8.
8. Then we add our regroup number. 8 plus 4 is what, class?
12.
12.
12.
Do we have anywhere to regroup the 1 to? No. So we're just going to leave it. So that means 15 times 8 is 120. Is that even close to 840? Is that anywhere near 840? No. That's why we cannot skip the zeros in the middle or at the end of our dividend. Otherwise, we end up with a much smaller number than what we need. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to do, Mason, I just saw your mom's text. I figure that'll probably happen a lot. So you're okay. So let's look. That was number 1. Let's do number 4 and number 7 together. And then just in the rest of the time, you'll be able to work on the other sheet, the Zero Crashers sheet, which those of you that were not able to print it, if you can pull it up on the device you're using and just solve them on separate sheets of paper. But we'll talk about that later. Let's go ahead and do numbers 4 and 7 on the dividing with zeros in the quotient. And then you'll have whatever time is left until, I don't know, we'll see what time we finish number 4 and 7. And then I'll probably give you like 20 minutes, however long that is, to work on the Zero Crashers. And then we will go ahead. But if you have questions about the Zero Crashers, like I just said, please hold those questions until we're finished with numbers 4 and 7. Yes, Sadie?
Can I go ahead and let my cat out now?
Okay, go quickly. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at number 4. And number 4 is 2,128 divided by 7. So if you have the sheet, we're working on number 4. If not, make sure that you are writing on a separate sheet of paper. Okay. So we have 2,128 divided by 7. Okay, so let's look. Step 1. Zari.
Divide.
Okay, which means we do what?
We divide the divisor.
What are the words that we use? You're muted.
We divide the dividend from the divisor.
That's not any words that I've ever heard us use before. So we know we divide. What are the words that tell us what that means? I know I'm dividing by saying 2,128 divided by 7. Well, if my first step is divide, is my first step to say how many times 7 will go into 2,128? Can we even do that without doing a whole lot of testing things to the side? No. So what is the very first step in words? Kingston. You're still muted. Don't forget to unmute.
You have to see how many times the divisor can go into the first digit of the dividend.
Very good. So we're seeing how many times our divisor, 7, will go into our first digit of our dividend, 2. Kingston, can 7 go into 2 without going over?
No.
No, it can't. So do we put a 0 up here and do that? Do we put a 0 as the first digit?
No.
No, we just move over how many digits?
1.
1. Does that mean we're seeing how many times 7 goes into 1?
No.
No, we're seeing how many times 7, our divisor, will go into what, Kingston?
21.
21. Good. How many times will 7 go into 21, Kingston?
3.
3. Am I going to write 3 above the first digit and say that 7 goes into 2 3 times?
No.
No. I put the 3 above that last digit that I just said. So I'm saying that 7 goes into 21 3 times, not 2. Okay, good. What do I do next? Aaron?
We multiply the digit we just got by our divisor.
Good. We multiply the digit we just got, 3, by our divisor, 7, which equals
21.
21. I'm going to put that right underneath the first 2 digits of my dividend. Okay, what do I do next? Aaron, don't forget to mute. Smith, what do I do next?
We subtract the answer to our multiplication problem from the first 2 digits of our dividend.
Good. We subtract the answer to our multiplication problem, 21, from the first 2 digits of our dividend, also 21. Okay, 21 minus 21 is what, Smith?
0.
0. Okay, what do we do next? Colin. Is it not? Here, I can unmute you. Oh, wait. I don't know. I can only ask to unmute you. Did it work? Okay. I'll call on somebody else. We'll try again later. So what do we do next? Smith just subtracted the answer to our multiplication problem from the first 2 digits of our dividend. 21 minus 21 is 0. Victoria, what do we do next?
We bring down.
What does that mean? Where do we go?
That means that we go to the next digit of our dividend.
Okay, so we find the next digit of our dividend. Can we use this first digit?
No.
No, there's a digit underneath it. What about the second digit?
No.
No, there's a digit underneath it. What about the third digit?
Yes.
Yes, there's nothing underneath it. So we're going to put an arrow and bring it down. So we just created our what, Victoria?
Our new dividend.
And what is our new dividend?
2.
2. What do we do next? Victoria, don't forget to mute.
Oh.
What do we do next? Michaela?
We divide.
We divide. What does that mean?
We see how many times our divisor will go into our new dividend.
Good. We see how many times our divisor 7 will go into our new dividend 2. Michaela, how many times will 7 go into 2 without going over?
0 times.
0. So we put that 0 up on top of the bracket, right above the digit we just brought down. Very good. What do we do next? We just divided. So now we do what? Colin, you want to try again? Is it still not working? Okay. We'll figure it out later. Okay, what do we do next? We just divided. We said that our divisor 7 would go into our new dividend 2 0 times. So now we're ready to do what? It's the same people raising their hands every time. I need some more people. Remember, this will take a really long time if other people aren't going to help. Lena, what do we do next? What operation do we do?
We
So we just divided. Now we
multiply.
We multiply. And remember, the words for the multiplication step never, ever change. The words are exactly the same every single time. So, Lena, we multiply the...
We multiply our digit. Our digit we just got by our
You got it. We multiply the digit we just got by the
divisor.
By the divisor. Good. What's the digit we just got, Lena?
0.
0. And what's our divisor?
7.
So 0 times 7 is?
0.
Okay. So we line the answer. That means 0 times 7 is 0. We line the answer to our subtraction problem right up with our new dividend. And then what do we do next? Colin, you want to try again? Can you not hear me?
I couldn't because there's like my grandmother had to get off
Oh, okay.
because there so many people can be on our internet.
Okay. So, but do you know what we're doing next? So, Lena just told us that 0 times 7 is 7. So, we lined up the answer to our multiplication problem with our new dividend. What do we do next?
Subtract.
Subtract. And what are we subtracting?
2 minus 0.
But in words, what are we subtracting? We're subtracting the
Oh, the answer to our multiplication problem from our new dividend.
Very good. So we're subtracting the answer to our multiplication problem, 0, from our new dividend, 2. Colin, what is the answer?
2.
2. 2 minus 0 is 2. Okay, very good. What do we do next? Zari? Colin, don't forget to mute.
We bring down.
We bring down. Where do we go to bring something down? To look for something to bring down.
The next digit of our dividend.
Good. We go to the dividend. We find the next unused digit, which is what?
8.
8. So we're going to draw an arrow to bring it down. And we just created our what?
Dividend.
Our new dividend. Okay. Now what do we do? Aaron.
We divide to see how many times our divisor can go into our new dividend.
Very good. How many times does our divisor 7 go into our new dividend 28?
4 times.
4 times. So we write that right above the digit we just brought down. What do we do next? We just divided, so now we Kingston? Oh, don't forget to unmute.
Multiply.
We multiply. What are we multiplying?
Well, we're multiplying.
Remember, the words to multiplication never, ever, ever change.
We're multiplying the digit we just got by our divisor.
Good. Good. So we multiply the digit we just got 4 by our divisor. Kingston, 4 times 7 is
28.
28. We're going to line that up with our new dividend, and then what do we do next?
We subtract.
Oh, Kingston, go ahead and mute yourself. Somebody else. Zadie, what do we do next?
We subtract.
We subtract. And what are we subtracting? Tell me in words. Remember, the first part of this never changes. The second part only changes slightly sometimes. So we subtract
We subtract the answer to our multiplication problem from our new dividend.
There you go. We subtract the answer to our multiplication problem from our new dividend. So 28 minus 28 is what, Zadie?
0.
0. Okay, what do we do next? First, we check for something. Carla, what do we check for first?
We check we check the divisor to see if we had to bring down anything.
Our divisor is 7. Do we check the divisor?
I mean our dividend.
We check the dividend to see if there's anything to bring down. Is there anything to bring down, Carla?
There's nothing to bring down.
Nope, so that means we can do what with this answer to our subtraction problem?
We can compare it to our divisor.
Very good. We compare it to the divisor. 0 is blank, then 7. Less than, greater than, or equal to.
less than.
0 is less than 7, which means, are we probably good?
We are good.
And 0 will be our
Remainder.
But do we write that?
We don't write it down.
No. So class, 2,128 divided by 7 is
304.
304. Very good. So I think what we're going to do now is for the next 20 minutes, I'm going to let you work on the other sheet, the zeros. What is it called? Oops.
It's called zero crashers.
Zero crashers, yes. So if you have it, it's the one that looks like this. If you have it printed, go ahead and begin. You will have to show work on a separate sheet of paper just because they give you like 1/4 of an inch. If you do not, so you can go ahead and start working on that. If you do not, just make sure that you can pull it up on your device and then you can just copy the problems onto your separate sheet of paper. Make sure to be neat. Hold on, put your hands down. I'll give you a chance. If your hand is up, you're not thinking about what I'm saying, and I may answer your question. So just wait, and then if I don't answer your question, then you can raise your hand. So if you have that, you may go ahead and start and begin. Remember, show all work on a separate sheet of paper. If you do not have it, try to pull it up on your device. If you're not sure how to do that, just go and you can ask somebody how to do that, because I can sit here with it, but you may not be able to see it because of the way that it is, the way that devices record, or the way that devices are able to see other devices. So go ahead and begin if you have it printed or if you are able to pull it up on a device. Okay? If you are not, if you have questions, go ahead and raise your hand.